Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bianca and today I'm basically doing a book haul. So these are the books that I have acquired since about March time. I've got I think like 7 that have been given to me by my granddad. I've got 4 that were pre-orders that turned up. I've purchased another 2, one being secondhand, one being new, and one I've got from the Free Little Library down the road from me. So I thought I would do a little book haul because it's kind of taken up my recent acquired shelf. So I thought I would do a book haul, show you the books. The ones that my granddad were going to basically have a look at and see what they are together. So let's go through those ones first. There's 7. So first of all, we've got Wars of the Roses. Here we go. This is set in England 1470. A divided kingdom cannot stand. King Edward of York has been driven out of England. His wife Elizabeth and her children tremble in sanctuary at Westminster Abbey. The House of Lancaster has won the crown, but York will not go quietly. Desperate to reclaim his throne, Edward lands at Ravenspur with a half-drowned army and his brother Richard at his side. Every hand is against them, every city gate is shut, yet the brothers York go on the attack against the Lancastrians. But neither sees their true enemy is Henry Tudor, now grown into a man. As the Red Dragon, the man of destiny, his claim to the throne leads to Bosworth Field and a battle that will call an end to the Wars of the Roses. So it's obviously like a epic historical fiction, and obviously I'm going to guess it's a bit like a fantasy. Obviously where it's set in 1470, it's very much historical fiction. It's going to be a bit of like the royals in a way, but in a not like a normal royal family. We've got some cool maps in here. So we've got this map. I think it's possibly like along the fantasy line as well. Here we go. This is like an up-to-date. This is England at the time of the Wars of the Roses. We've got royal lines of England, like a little. Oh yeah, and house of. Oh, okay, so like a family tree for each of the houses. Okay, I reckon there's probably going to be quite a few characters. Yes. Okay, so we've got a list of characters in the front here. That's always daunting when you've got this. Yeah, it's always daunting when you've got a list of characters in the front. But I don't know, it could be no, I don't know if this is actually set in Wales. There's a part of me that's when they've left England. I don't know if it's set in Wales. So we've got here Pembroke Castle, and it says the first. Okay, so here we go. The river bent to tell ran to Pembroke Castle. Winter sun shone red against the walls, and the keep rose above the rest, tall as a cathedral and about as proud. Now I'm wondering if he leaves England, it goes to Wales. I'm going to look more into this, because if that's the case, I might take this away with us when we go to Wales, because I was looking for more books set in Wales. I have a distinct suspicion that this is going to go between York and Pembrokeshire, so I'll look into that. I spent way too long on that first book, and I do apologise, but I'm actually quite intrigued by it. It's not my usual type of book that I'd go for, but yeah. We got The Venice Conspiracy by John Trace. This is set in Venice. There's going to be a brutal killer, and we've got an ex-priest who is going to be. Right, shall I just read it to you? Okay, so when ex-priest Tom Sherman, jaded from years in the LA ghetto, decides on a last-minute trip to Venice, he gets much more than the break he's been hoping for. A brutal killer is on the loose, and Tom finds himself catapulted into a series of ritualistic killings unlike anything Venice has ever seen. Enlisted by the Italian police, Tom teams up with investigator Valentina Morassi to dig deep into the city's darkest history, stretching from an ancient civilization in 700 BC and the sexual decadence of 18th century Italy to the gritty underworld of modern day Venice. As Valentina and Tom trace the killings through the centuries, they uncover a deadly secret, a secret that generations have killed to protect, a priceless, Etruscan mosaic known as the Gates of Hell. So apparently this is a fast-paced and chilling read. Again, not something I usually would go for, but again, that's actually intrigues me quite a bit. So I like that. Do you know what? I think that could be a good book. We've got Fell Sides by M.R. Carey. So this is a new thriller. So you'll find Fell Sides somewhere on the edge of the Yorkshire moors. It's not the kind of place you'd want to end up, but it's where Jess Molson could be spending the rest of her life. It's a place where even the walls whisper, and one voice belongs to a little boy with a message for Jess. Fell Side will be the death of you if it doesn't save you. So apparently it's very dark and intriguing and haunting and all of that good stuff. Do you know what? That again sounds actually really good. I think my granddad's done quite well here. Very different books he's given me, but this sounds like it's a thriller with a bit of a supernatural element to it. So could be good. We've got Val McDermid. So Val McDermid was an author that I read a lot of back in the day. I'm pretty sure it's all set in Scotland, each of her books, if I remember rightly. So it's your usual police detective trying to catch a killer type of one. We've got Lee Child, Die Trying. So this is one of the Jack Reacher's books. You don't have to read them in order, so it doesn't matter if you've not read from book one. But this one, yeah, I think you're always in for a good time with a Lee Child book. Again, another author that I used to read a lot of back in the day. We've got Peter May, Cast Iron. Again, Peter May is another one. I really like this. I like this haunting look to this cover. So I don't know whether this would be... This was set in France as well. And I think it's just like a body gets uncovered. So again, it's going to be like just another thriller. And then this one, which I'm intrigued by. So this is obviously, someone was giving it away as an arc and my granddad picked it up. I'm sorry, I'm like in a really bad position for this. I keep cutting my face in half, cutting the book in half. Basically, I can't go further back because then the sun's in my eyes. Right. So it's called The End of Time. So my granddad said that he read this and he said it takes a bit to get into, but once you're into it, it's really, really good. Apparently it's two teenage brothers. It says here, beneath the stars on a stony beach stand two teenage brothers. They are wearing life jackets that are too big for them, and their most precious belongings are sealed in waterproof bags tucked inside the rucksacks on their backs. Turkey is behind them and Europe lies ahead, a dark, desperate swim away. They don't know what will come next, but they're about to meet a man who does. He calls himself Jesus the Messiah. He is barefoot, dishevelled, and smells strongly of alcohol. And he doesn't believe in chance meetings. He believes he has information about the future, information that will change 3 lives forever. So my granddad said there is some like religious context to it because this guy genuinely believes that he is Jesus. But it's almost like a time travel thing. So he's come back, and he's telling, I don't know, I think he's like guiding these 2 teenage boys who are basically running away from Turkey and they're trying to get to Europe mainland. So apparently it's just a really good read. It's a really good read. I'm probably going to put this into my July TBR because July TBR is like more of like summer stuff, like summer covers, and obviously this is a bit of a summery cover, so I just thought it would be a good idea to try and put it into a TBR soon because I am very intrigued by it. And my granddad did say that it's just a really good book and it was just really clever and he was very impressed by it. So yeah, definitely going to give that a try soon. Let's have a look at the books that I've purchased. This one was secondhand. So this is the Leviathan. Oh God, I can never say that word. by Rosie Andrews. I picked this up because Puzzlewood by Rosie Andrews was coming out last month, and I wanted to get this first and give it a read. So I've already read it. This is set in Norfolk 1643, and there's civil war, and this soldier, he doesn't really want to be there. He ends up getting called back by his sister to get back to the family home, which is like, basically their father seems to be really ill, and the sister is concerned, and she basically says that the help that they've hired is into witchcraft and all of that. So you've got this sort of mystery going on. There's like superstitions. It's quite dark, and it's basically this soldier Thomas Treadwater, who is basically trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And yeah, I did enjoy it quite a bit, and I am intrigued to read Puzzlewood. Then I just started seeing really bad reviews of Puzzlewood, so I didn't purchase it, but I'm keen to get it. I didn't pre-order it, but I'm still keen to get it and give it a go. So hopefully I will get that soon. And then the other book that I got picked up is World Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is the second book. So the first one, Assassin's Apprentice, I read it, was the last month before. Absolutely loved it. And whilst I was still reading it, I picked up the second book. It's quite a chunky one. So this is basically following Fitz, who finds out that his biological father is this king. He basically gets taken to, basically gets dropped off, and told that he has to live with this royal family, but everyone in the vicinity absolutely dislikes him, and he's called like the bastard child. And so he then basically gets taken on to be an assassin for the king. So I don't know, I really loved it, and it's very character driven when it comes to Fitz. I think a lot of people read this series mainly because of Fitz. He's an amazing character. So I'm really keen to get to this soon, but obviously it is a very chunky one, and the writing is very small as well. So it's going to take a lot of reading, but I loved Assassin's Apprentice so much that I'm definitely wanting to get to this very soon. Then this is what I picked up from the Free Little Library down the road. It's One Last Secret by Adele Parks. I have heard of Adele Parks. I've not actually read any of her books. This is obviously going to be in the July one. It's a very summery cover, the July TBR. This is set in France. I'll just read what it says. A week at a beautiful chateau in the south of France. It should be a straightforward final job for Dora. She's a smart, stunning and discreet escort, and Daniel has paid for her services before. This time, all she has to do is convince the assembled guests that she is his girlfriend. Dora is used to playing roles of being whatever men want her to be. It's all about putting on a front. It would be a last luxurious look at how the other half lives, before Dora turns her back on the escort world and all its dangers. She has found someone she loves and trusts. With him, she can escape the life she's trapped in. But when Dora arrives at the chateau, it quickly becomes obvious that nothing is what it seems. Dora finds herself face to face with a man she has never forgotten, one man who really knows her. And as old secrets surface, it becomes terrifyingly apparent that one last secret could cost Dora her life. So apparently it says in here, this is a blisteringly provocative novel about power, sex, money and revenge. So it's intriguing enough. So I will be putting it on the list because obviously it's just a very summary cover. I just saw it in the Little Free Library, and I was like, I have heard of Adele Parks, so just wanted to give the author a go. And then we've got 4 books here that were all pre-orders that have arrived. We've got The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. So I absolutely love Leigh Bardugo's work, so I pre-ordered this because I was like, I'm about to love it. Unfortunately, I didn't love it. I DNF'd it. I don't know whether I'll go back to it. So I got, oh, here we go. I still got a bookmark in there. I got to page 82. It's a very slow burn. Very slow burn. And I just was not into it at the time. So I think what I'll probably do is come back to this in the autumn. And I think when it's autumn, I think I will have a much better, you know, a much better chance of really liking this book. So yeah, we'll give it another go in the autumn. It's basically it's in this like in this house. It's like in Spain, and she uses magic to get by. Lucia is like a servant, she's like a maid, something like that. So she uses magic to get by, and the owner of the house, like the lady of the house, realizes that she's got this magic, so decides to use her to get her status up higher amongst all the rich folk. So it's just a bit of a slow burn, so it was hard to get through, so I ended up doing it because I was just not in the right frame of mind at the time for it. We got here The Gathering by CJ Tudor, which I am desperately wanting to read soon. It's set in a small Alaskan town, and there's vampires going on, and it just sounds absolutely amazing, and I desperately want to get to it. CJ Tudor is another author for me, so yeah, definitely get into this very soon. And we've got The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. So Lucy Foley, again, another author for me. Lucy Foley did The Paris Apartment, the Hunting Game, and The Guest List. All three of those were 5 stars, and I absolutely loved them. I loved the idea of like this almost locked room mystery, kind of Agatha Christie vibes, but modern day, and absolutely loved them. So I thought I would absolutely love this. I gave it 3 stars. So it's not a 5-star read for me. I've just finished reading it. But it was enjoyable. It didn't blow my mind. It wasn't out there as being this amazing read. So yeah, I don't know. It's an okay one. It's an okay one. This one is set on a resort. I thought I would love it because of where it's set as well, because it's on the Dorset coast, so where I live. And I'm just a little bit disappointed that I didn't love this as much as I had hoped. I kind of had high expectations for it, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And then lastly, we have The Death Watcher by Chris Carter, which this only came out a couple of days ago as well. And this is going to be a thriller. It's following Detective Robert Hunter. It's one of the Robert Hunter series. This is the latest in that series, and I don't know much about it. I'm just going to go in blind. You don't really need to read them all in order with this series. That's okay. And it's not very large, so this is going to be my next read, and I love Chris Carter books. However, he's not for the faint-hearted. He doesn't hold back on the gore in the books, but I absolutely love Chris Carter books. So this is going to be my next read as well. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a high-rated read as well. I've got high expectations for this. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to be starting that today as well, actually. But there we have it. Those were all the books. I think it was like 14 books that I have acquired since March. And we're now at the beginning of June or mid of June. Where are we? Don't know. We were at the 12th. So yeah, middle of June. And these were from the end, very like the last week, I think, of March. So those were the books that I've acquired recently. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if the lighting's been bad and all of that. Yeah. It's not great. I think I didn't put my light on. Even though I plugged it all in, I didn't put it on because I'm really silly. Look, should I do it now and see what it would have looked like? Not much different. Oh well. I just realised. Oh dear. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will be back very soon with another video. The next one's going to be a good one. It's a good reading vlog that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.